kind of wanted to share something for my friends and family that live all over the United States. I literally can walk outside and look at the Monongahela River. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of history, a little bit of geological fact. I live in the armpit of Pennsylvania, where West Virginia is to the west and to the south of me, and then Pittsburgh is to the north of me. I'm closer to West Virginia on more sides than I am Pittsburgh. This is the Monongahela River. It originates in West Virginia and it flows north all the way to Pittsburgh. Once it gets to Pittsburgh, it combines with the Allegheny River and becomes a main tributary river called the Ohio. Now, this is a cool thing. My mom lives close to Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah is on the Ohio. So water that goes by me now will eventually go by my mom in Kentucky, that far away. It's a really cool thought. People are like, oh, that seems like a pretty wide river. Well, it's wide here because this is in between two locks. So there's a dam to the north and a dam to the south. So this is really deep because there's a lot of, it's starting to rain. It's really deep and wide because there's a lot of barge traffic with coal. And sometimes coal ash going back and forth. Sometimes there's a dredge barge that comes by with just a bunch of like wood because it dredged part of the river upstream to the south. Oh yeah, this is one of the few rivers in the world that flows north because it's the higher elevation in West Virginia. I'm about 4,000 feet up in elevation. I technically live in the mountains. I live in the Appalachian Mountains. It's beautiful out here. I love it. It's hard to get anywhere because it is the mountains, so all of the streets curve. There's no like straight freeways around here. There's no way to have straight freeways around here. It's just you're in the middle of the mountains. But it's still beautiful and it's quiet. And now spring is coming. It's very green. This is way better than winter. Winter sucked this year, but yeah. And then also some of my friends that don't understand, like, what happened? Like, aren't you afraid of flooding? You live on the banks. Like, I literally can throw a rock and hit the river. That's how far away. No, not afraid of flooding, because like I said, on the south end there is a dam and a lock, and you can literally see that blue arrow down there. That's the dam. I live that close to the dam. So if there's any risk of flooding, they would just open up the dams and let the water pour through, and it's going to flood downriver, and that sucks because like that really affects people, especially down in the flats of Brownsville. But they're not going to allow this area to flood because it could compromise that dam. So they will always just open up the dams and let the water go through. So I'm actually pretty lucky to be in the area I'm in because, yeah, if it floods, it'll flood from that end because there's a creek on the other side of those trees. And if it floods, it'll flood that way and flood this way towards the river because they don't want to compromise the dam by having this side flood. And if that dam gets compromised, it's just going to it'd be way more damaging downstream to like Brownsville and for miles, because this is basically a lake here because there's a lock to get the coal through. So yeah, they won't ever do anything to compromise the integrity of the dam. So I'm actually pretty safe. But yeah, a little history and idea of what it's like to live where I live. It's pretty cool out here. It's beautiful.